She doesn't want you because you're not yearning. Yearn, that's the topic of this video. Yearn, you need to understand. In this day and age where everyone's trying to be in love, you gotta stand out. And you simply do that by yearning. So yearn. And if you're confused, it's not even that confusing because all he wants is a yearner. Beg, cry, scream, embarrass, plead, obsess, yearn. You gotta yearn, bro. It's the only way, I'm telling you. If you're not yearning for her, she's not gonna want you, bro. Same for you. If you're not yearning, he's not gonna want you either. So please, for the love of God, can we all just yearn? Yearn.
Okay, let's say there were many reasons why I got divorced. It was actually mutual. But if somebody at that time would have told me, maybe it's because you have low progesterone, I would have done a blood work. Right. I would have done all the things, and I would actually try when, when my progesterone was up, I would have tried. But maybe I didn't have to do all of those things because I needed to create balance.
Exactly.
Why does this type of guy seem to ignore women? I'm gonna tell you why in this video. Let's get into it. Number one, they know their value. They value their time and attention, and they're not gonna use it to inflate a woman's ego. They're goal-driven. They are too busy chasing purpose to be chasing women. This type of guy does not need to be in a relationship. Trust me, he's good being alone. So he's not desperate to fill up the space with a woman. He's calculated. He's strategic. And he probably knows the woman that he's interested in. A lot of guys want her too, and are probably giving her a whole lot of attention. And he ain't gonna be like everybody else, which is gonna make her wonder. This man does have a busy life. He has incredibly high standards for the women that he decides to pursue. So if he does decide to pursue you, he made a calculated decision to do so. Remember, just like she got options, he got options too. Because he's confident and he's secure in himself. He doesn't need the validation of a woman's interests. He knows his value and he knows his worth.
Women out there, you know what your men want?
Yeah, because being in a relationship and being proud of not caring about what they want and need is something to be excited about. And so many women wonder why they can't find a great man. You do realize internet is public, right? And probably a lot of men see these videos. And yeah, maybe you're thinking, oh, it's a joke. But for a lot of men who have dealt with some bad relationships, they're not willing to take that risk, because if that's your actual mentality, he knows it's gonna be a one-sided relationship where you're not gonna reciprocate. He's not gonna waste his time on that. Instead, he'll go hang out with his friend, play some video games, go golfing, go enjoy his life. You should genuinely care about the person you're in a relationship with. You should care about what they want and need. And you should do everything within reason to give them what they want. There should be compromise, respect, admiration, loyalty. A lot of people don't know how to do any of that these days. And it's absolutely pathetic.
What's going on, fellas? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below. Let's get back to the video.
Men actually respect marriages. My DMs were extremely dry. Nobody would approach me. But these women, they will throw themselves at a married man like it's nothing. It's like, oh, well, whatever.
I want to say no, because that's usually my go-to. Let's say I'm walking down the street, somebody's trying to talk to me, I don't want to be bothered. That's my first line I'll say, sorry, I'm married. And the first thing is, well, where's your ring at?
Yeah, I feel like it's all about how the woman carries herself, right? Because men are only going to approach who they feel are approachable.
One of our iconic episodes where Eli tells a woman to stop messing with a married man.
Is he toxic to me? No. He does what the I want him to do. He's not toxic to me. Is he toxic to his wife and his kid? Absolutely, because he's not.
Well, why are you dealing with it like that, son?
You are killing you to his wife.
Hey!
Shay!
It's
the f is you talking about?
How is that not your business,
Shay. That's not my business.
It's something about a man that's in a committed relationship that just turns other women on. I think women are very attracted to men that's taken because they want to see why he's taken. Women know that men are in other relationships and will be the aggressive one pursuing that person.
Ladies, the results are in. Fresno has the most chivalrous men in California. And see, I always knew this, because Fresno men, we're real respectful. We'll open up the doors for y'all, and no, we won't check you out from behind. No, we won't holler at you like, girl, look at all that, let me get at you real quick. Nah, that's not us. And when we take you out on the first date, we'll never invite you back to the house, because we don't have a house to invite you to. You better invite us over to your house. Unless you want to chill in the car, I'll bring out the air freshener. We'll have a grand time. And when it's winter time, it's cold outside, we'll let you use our coats to let other dudes know that you're ours. Like, don't look at my girl, bro. You see her? She got my sweater on. I mean, because you're shivering, and we're chivalrous. Also, we're real progressive. We believe in strong, independent women that pay for their own meals. You got this, baby. You got us, baby. I believe in you. So, California women out there, if you're tired of dealing with the knuckleheads in your town, change your dating location to Fresno, California to find you a true gentleman, baby. Can I spell chivalrous? C-H.
Men never know when you're flirting with them. Is that true?
Yeah, because a lot of men who actually paid attention to eye contact and body language and all the potential signs that you're flirting with him have been accused of reading the signals wrong. Or he's like, okay, she's flirting with me, and he makes a move, and the rejection is so bad, like you say ew, or you're rude about it, and then he feels like he can never approach another woman again. So he just automatically assumes that if a woman's doing all of these signs, do not give any weight to them because you might just be being nice in that moment. And then also half of them, a man's not gonna notice. You linger your eyes for like 2 seconds longer. Is he really supposed to think you're into him with that? A lot of men are taught to stay in their lane unless they're encouraged to not. So if you're not making it stupid obvious, and even then I would argue he still probably doesn't know, you're just better off writing your phone number down and handing it to him and walking away. A lot of women will just be friendly and nice in general, and it doesn't mean anything.
This is my proof that I think that the population is gonna slowly decline, because I am in a room of like 100 men, and not one of them has approached. I just think men this day and age don't want to date.
I just think men in this day and age just don't want to deal with all the bull that women give them. Y'all always complaining about something. If he come and try to talk to you and he don't make 6 figures, you gonna turn him down and talk about him. So why would a man want to approach you? If you feel that he don't look the part, and everybody, you know, everybody have what, you know, entitled to what they feel like they like and attracted to. But y'all could be like some of the rudest people to somebody that you feel is not attracted to. And it be wrong. It's a way to let somebody down without going in on them or making them feel this big. So I don't blame men. I wouldn't approach women either, because for what? Like, y'all gonna reject them, but when y'all reject them in a way. You know what I'm saying? And then y'all talking about nobody try to talk to you. For what? And look at you. You sitting there making a video about them talking. So what? Like, girl, sit down somewhere.
Women hating on men bothers you because you're the type of man women are hating on.
I'm sorry, what was that? Could someone say that a bit more clearly for everyone to hear?
Women hating on men bothers you because you're the type of man women are hating on.
No. That's not it. At all. But most reasonable people do understand this, because after all, despising an entire group of people based on the fact that they happen to be members of that particular group is not just wrong and the height of ignorance, but also demonstrates willful ignorance and a lack of knowledge and possibly education on the part of those that actually think that doing so is somehow accomplishing anything. And unfortunately, though, there are individuals that support this idea and somehow think that by reiterating the ignorant statements of others, that they are somehow going to be the exception to the rule.
You know, a lot of these modern women keep on saying that men are intimidated. They're afraid of strong women. when really it's just they're tired. They're tired of difficult women who call themselves strong. Strength and difficulty are not the same thing.
I'm sorry, but asking a man to plan and pay for the first 2 dates is absolutely the bare minimum.
Is it? That's good to know, because I've heard so many opinions lately on what actually constitutes the bare minimum that it's getting a little bit confusing.
I'm not asking my dates to pay for everything. I'm not asking them to pay my rent. I'm not asking them to pay for my utilities. I'm not asking them to pay for my clothing. I'm not asking them to pay for my makeup or my skincare products or anything.
Well, that's good, because it's absolutely not their responsibility for them to have to pay for any of that. That's your responsibility.
When you ask me out on a second date, yes, I am asking that you plan and pay for that date.
I don't think that most men would mind doing that at all, especially if they're the ones that asked one out on a date. However, it's the demanding and insisting part, as opposed to being appreciative, which would probably get under their skin.
Is 100% the bare minimum. And if you feel differently, then I'm sorry, but you, sir, need to get a grip.
Interesting perspective.
I can only imagine how much more effective it would be to actually address the gentleman directly and in private, as opposed to ranting about it on social media.
The harsh reality is we haven't been together in years. That's why I choose to date immediately after the breakup. The harsh reality is my mind left the relationship 2 years ago. My heart left the relationships 5 years before that. But some of us stay for the kids. Some of us stay for the image. Some of us stay for the lifestyle. Some of us stay out of guilt. Some of us stay out of peer pressure. But I've been wanted to leave. My body just wouldn't let me. And so now that my body has the strength to leave, my body is the last thing to go. I've been detached from you for years. So that's why I'm able to move on as fast as I moved on, because the whole time you thought that we were in a relationship, I was getting my mind together. I was getting my heart together. I was getting my strength together. And that's why I can go outside and date successfully, because I've already done the work while I was in the relationship with you. I sat back and I did the reflection all of the nights alone. I did the homework. I did the sitting back and just analyzing myself. And that is why I can leave you and in 6 months be married, because I knew exactly what I liked, because you taught me what I didn't.
Your husband knows how to find onions. He knows what onions look like. He's texting you to punish you.
I don't know what specific video she's talking about per se, but let's play the other side of it. If you put onions on the grocery list, did she mean these or these? This? How about this one? This one? Or maybe she didn't want fresh one, she wanted frozen, or this frozen one. Or maybe even canned. This? Or this? I think the majority of us can agree that men know what onions are typically. But if you're the type of woman that gets really upset if he brings home the slightly wrong one, do keep in mind that he might be more likely to text you and double check over grabbing what he thinks is best. And if you don't want him to do this, clarify this and trust his judgment on that. Realize if you wanted yellow onions, he might come home with white onions or something. I think if he texts you, that doesn't necessarily mean he's doing weaponized incompetence or he wants to annoy you. It might be that he genuinely cares and wants to make sure it's done right.
Men in my comments saying if we focus on ourselves in our 20s, nobody's gonna want us because we're gonna be too old. The gag is we don't want y'all no more. That's the point of the video. That old school saying applied when y'all were providers, okay? We were taught at a young age to secure a family and a husband for stability only. Please don't think women's primary goal is to have a man and have a family. That is back in the day when you guys were head of household. However, now we are head of household. And to be honest, y'all not too fun to be around. Y'all not that cute or aesthetically pleasing. As women, we are the financial stability. That's why we're not too pressed on being with men right now and having kids. How would that benefit us? If anything, we're going to take on more responsibility in the household, and we also are going to have to take time off to bear children. So until y'all go back to being the providers, I guarantee you, y'all are not on our priority list. Until y'all able to take care of y'allselves and the family, leave us alone, because we irritated.
You need a hug, don't it, baby? That's all this is. It's a cry for help. That's all this is. Because when I read the comments, the women in the comments were cooking you. Because the women in the comments had men, and they was like, boo. No, they want they man, they need they man, this, that, and the third. See, it be the single women who like to project a general statement, oh, we don't want y'all no more. If that's the case, stop talking about us then.
Is it truly one about men number 64, men?
Yep, what's up?
When you're talking to two girls at the same time, do you know who you like better?
Yes.
Do you know, are you talking to them because you're trying to figure that out?
Nope.
What is your thought process?
We're worried that the one that we like doesn't like us back, and so we're protecting ourselves. It's a little ego thing, or we don't really like either that much.
Have you ever had a crush on a girl, but you thought there's no way she likes me, so you just gave up?
Yeah, pretty much every girl I've ever dated. We do that all the time.
Do you notice our outfits?
Yeah, our taste is just really basic, so we're going to celebrate the big, glitzy, glamorous dress just as much as the jeans and the tank top.
Do you even know what your guy friends are doing day to day?
Even I'm still bad at this, even though I've been professing that we need to get better. I've been making an effort to call some of my male friends. I've just got off the phone again for the 4th time. This is the 4th phone call I've had with this guy in the last month and a half, and he goes, "Hey, are you in Florida, by the way? I've been here since December, since the beginning of December. Just never mentioned it."
Have you ever pretended to like something just because the girl you were talking to did?
I watched Made in Chelsea for 5 years straight. I still watch an episode here or there. I think I follow some of the cast members on this app. I hate the show.
That it's just this kind of universal experience that women have with men of them not asking questions. Every girl has this. We all talk about it all the time. It's big all over the internet. It's like a known thing that men are, in general, not great at asking questions.
Why do you think that is?
So, good stuff.
Thank you. I mean, I'm curious.
So my friend, Zach Zucker, he's a comedian. I'm with Zach and I said, "What do you think?" He's like, "I actually feel like I know what it is. And it's that when men get together, we don't ask each other questions. We just talk about things. I barely know anything about my best friends. We just talk and the conversation just goes here and there. And we're not really doing this like interview style type thing." Women, we really do that. And so it's like the man and the woman are getting together, expecting the interaction to be like how they feel when they're most comfortable with somebody. Like they're a woman with her female friends and a man with his male friends. And then we're trying to recreate that level of comfort and camaraderie with each other, although we have extremely different communication styles. So it's just like this.
Does that make you feel any negative way, or have you accepted that?
I've sort of accepted that. And now I've realized like, any guy who's like just a little bit on the internet kind of knows that this is a problem and has kind of corrected for it. And then some guys don't.
A lot of these modern women continue to say silly stuff and talk about how men are intimidated by their success and their lifestyle. And it's not really that. I'm just uninterested is really what it is. It's two different things. I'm uninterested and I don't want to be bothered by that foolishness.
Seriously, you're still out here with this car? You work all day and then come home and ignore everything else for this stupid thing. We don't have money for anything I want, but you've got time for this every single day.
This is why I stay in the garage.
You should call it here. I need things. You're out here wasting time again. I'm done with this. Yeah, I better not leave. I'm talking to you.
I have two things to say about this one. Number one, I think that any of you single guys will appreciate the reminder that you would rather be single and living a peaceful life rather than being in the wrong relationship. The second thing that I'll say is that obviously there's always two sides of the story, right? Maybe he is spending too much time in the garage. But ladies, this is not the way to handle it, because this is the sort of attitude that will just push him away. He will want to spend more time in that garage versus looking within yourself, ladies, to figure out what is going on. Is it that he's away too much and that you actually miss him? And in that case, you should come at him with a very loving, I miss you sort of nature. Or is it not that you actually want to be around him more? It's just that you want him to do particular things for you. Therefore, you have these expectations that maybe you need to look at. Maybe they're fair and you should sit down and come to an agreement, or maybe they're not fair and they're just something that you have to change your mindset over.
To have and to hold from this day forward.
To have and to hold from this day forward.
For better, for worse.
For better, for worse.
For richer, for poorer.
For richer, for poor.
In sickness and in health.
In sickness and in health.
To love.
To love.
Cherish.
Cherish.
And obey. To love.
To love.
Cherish.
Cherish.
And obey.
I'm not saying that word.
Say it.
I'm not saying that word. I'm not obeying anybody. I don't obey anybody, especially him. So you can continue without that word. Cherish.
Can you just say it? People will just look at
I'm not obeying nobody. I'm not saying that word. You think I am about to start my life off obeying a man? Never. I'm not obeying anybody.
Say it, girl.
So we can continue. We can continue without me saying that word.
Small ceremony at your parents' house, so
I don't care where it is.
We've got the officiant.
Vows are vows, and you have to abide by them. And that word, obey, I'm definitely not obeying you. No, I'm not. Ever. Don't.
Trying to show off,
I'm not trying to show off, but I'm not obeying. I'm not saying that word, obey.
trying to stir up in front of your family?
I am not. We either gonna continue or we can leave.
You want to embarrass me in front of your family?
We can leave because I'm not saying that word
You want
obey.
to shout in front of your family?
You can continue, Pastor.
Do you want to shout in
Go
front of your
ahead
family?
and continue. I'm not saying obey. You can obey. I'm not saying obey. I'm not obeying nobody. I would never obey a man.
Can we just get past this?
We are going to be
saying
Men, why are you so dramatic and emotional?
Oh dear.
Oh my god, you guys are like PMSing or something.
Is this the voice of experience speaking?
I know well you are not canceling this freaking girl because she posted a video saying when it's time to be silent or give a moment of silence for Men's Mental Health Month, and it's like woo woo.
Oh, I get it. Someone else thought it was funny too, and is actually offended that people were offended.
Everybody's acting like she killed somebody.
Now who's being overdramatic?
People are like, someone probably committed because of that video.
I mean, it is possible after all, but I highly doubt that they want to think about that.
Do you understand that how many men with mic talk about how they don't give a shit about women's feelings, how they don't give a shit about women's mental health, how they don't give a shit about postpartum depression, they don't give a shit about any of that.
So the obvious solution, in apparently some women's minds, is to reciprocate bad behavior with more bad behavior.
You guys are just like absolutely crazy to me.
I believe that.
Like, instead of trying to cancel this woman because she made a freaking TikTok video, let's start with the men with freaking mics who continue the narrative against women every single day.
How about, instead of trying to cancel someone, actually learn to have a civil adult conversation? That would be a good first start.
Can I just talk about how, on average, I'm opening the door for men more than they open the door for me? I knew that chivalry was, but like I didn't know it was like this. Like, I don't mind being kind to men, you know, opening the door for them. Yeah. But it's just a little off-putting when it's like 3 out of 5 times I'm opening the door for a man and he's just going right through. You feel like a man after that? Like me personally, I wouldn't feel like a man after that. Like I'd feel like a but that's just me. I don't know. Men, do you have any respect for yourselves? Like, you guys, like, on average, guys, I'm really out here opening doors for men more than they're opening for me. We're talking about grown men. We're talking about grown men, like beard men, okay? Me, little lady, opening the door for you 3 out of 5 times is kind of weird.
Am I the only one that feels like we are kind of at war with men right now? Or like, I'm feeling very against men right now. I think all of you hate me.
That last part right there, we are gaining consciousness and like seeing everything about men thanks to the internet and technology at a rate like faster than we know how to deal with. And a really relevant current example of this we all just saw this week was, you know, the men's US hockey team standing by and being so openly supportive publicly of the women saying like they thought they were friends. And then thanks to the internet, we saw that behind the scenes phone call where the men just immediately turned their backs and made fun of the women, thinking they would never know. And that is the part right there. It's the gaining access to things we would have never in the past known. And now we see it and we don't know who we can trust. Everyone feels unsafe. I've been struggling with this too, right? I had men even a few months ago back in November I would have told you are great, that I trust them. And now in the new year I've already lost like a good 4 or 5 men off my trusted man roster, which was already insanely small. And I do think we could go on a full essay about how a lot of this dives into the YT supremacy extinction bursts that everyone is saying might be happening right now, and that's why we're seeing an uprising in a lot of these behaviors. Because at the end of the day, the patriarchy is really intertwined and upholds a lot of those topics as well, and many of them can't exist without each other. So when you see an extinction burst of one, it wouldn't be shocking to me that we're seeing an extinction burst of all of them. And if you don't know what that is, in short summary, it's when you have a behavior and a reward, obviously, but then you withdraw that reward in order to try and change the behavior. And obviously that upsets that group. So you see an intense increase of the behavior, hopefully for a short enough period of time. That's the thought of where MAGA was probably born out of. And the only way to continue to curb this is to double down and keep putting pressure on them to change. I do think at the end of the day, it's a combination of access to knowledge they never thought we would have, and also maybe this extinction burst theory that's going around.
Let's be so for real. These men don't stand a chance in dating because women turn everything into a red flag. He didn't text back fast enough. Red flag. He doesn't text enough, red flag. He doesn't call me enough, red flag. He fell asleep and took a nap and I didn't hear from him for 3 hours, red flag. He breathed the wrong way, red flag. He's existing, red flag. Everything is always something, even when it's nothing. And when he says it's nothing, that's also a red flag because he's lying. You'll hear some dumb online about, oh, you can tell a man is toxic by the way he smiles, so now you're looking at your man based on some dumb that you saw on the internet, like, oh, he's smiling the wrong way, that means he doesn't like me. Y'all leave no room for these men to make any kind of mistakes. Women will literally make up entire storylines about men that they don't even know just to validate their own insecurities and then get online and say all men are trash. You're turning a golden retriever man who has no issues into a wolf based off your past experiences. And then you expect the new man, the good man, the better man to take on all of these challenges with grace when you are the problem. How are you going to be able to go into a relationship looking for a good human being when you're already looking at him as if he's your ex-boyfriend who cheated on you and he deserves to be treated like based on what somebody else did to you? And how do you expect these men to still want to date you when you literally turn everything into a problem? Everything is a red flag. Everything that he's doing is toxic. It's not good enough. It's poor behavior and you're never satisfied. Like, make it make sense. Okay, bye.
The reason why he was able to move on so fast, as if you never existed, even though you know that there was an amazing connection there, was because he wasn't in search of a connection. He was looking for his next dopamine hit. What you need to understand is this. When men are not healed or in the place of their life that they want to be in, the last thing that's on their mind is getting into a relationship, is nurturing a loving and healthy, beautiful relationship. That's the last thing that they're thinking about. First thing that's on the top of their mind is where they're gonna get their next hit of dopamine. It is literally like a drug. And if they can't validate for themselves that they are enough and they are worthy of the things that they want in their life, then they're going to outsource their validation to other people and to other women. It's the material things like the watches, the cars, the jewelry, the whatever, to make himself feel good, and for other men to be like, oh yeah, like he has it like that, and for other women to be like, oh yeah, like I need him, I want him. And then he goes after women to get that little hit of attention that gives him the validation that he wants. But if you give him that little bit of attention, or you give him the satisfaction of knowing that he can have you, that is more than enough for him to get that high. When he has that high, it immediately goes away. Instant gratification does not equate to long-term happiness. That is why they're always moving on to the next best thing, the next best person. Who else can I get? What else can I get? You are never going to be enough for him. No girl is ever going to be enough for him. No material item is ever going to be enough for him. He's always in constant pursuit of something. All because he does not know how to validate himself that he is enough. And that's the same reason why you give a guy the time of day once, and then he disappears and you're like, I don't know what happened to him, whatever, just send him off to the streets. And then he comes back around in your DMs, a text message, hey, what's up, I miss you. The more that you buy into it, like, oh, I miss you too, like, how have you been, what have you been up to? I don't even give them the time of day or the satisfaction anymore, because I know that they don't actually miss me, they miss the attention that I'm giving them. Because if they actually missed you, they would be making plans to actually see you. Don't come around the blocks like you actually miss me, okay? You can keep that to yourself. Thank you.
I usually can't talk about stories like this because my mom brain doesn't allow me to. And I myself have an 11-year-old daughter, but I feel the need to talk about it because this came up on one of my other social media platform feeds, and I clicked on the comments, and the amount of double standard against this man who is her father, who fought for custody of her for 9 years, since 2015, when he divorced the mom. And this is what happened last month. Welcome to the comments. I truly hope they thoroughly investigate this. Something isn't right, and I'm willing to bet it wasn't the mom at all. This one almost sounds somewhat logical, which makes it even more dangerous. But it's ridiculous. If anyone knows anything about family court and you read the article, it sounds like was obviously involved. The mom was wrong no matter what. Of course she was wrong. But courts don't make orders like that unless it exists. So no, the daughter wouldn't have been better off with her father necessarily. This is why court professionals need to be educated. Okay, blah, blah, blah. The fact is that this 11-year-old isn't here anymore. I think that's the worst that can happen. The comments alone just shows how much bias there is against dads when it comes to divorce and getting custody of their kids. And the bottom line is that you should take a story like this and realize that sometimes a daughter is safer with her dad than her mom.
Ladies, there is two sides to this quarter. I believe men should be disciplined. They should get married. They should be creating legacy. They should stop playing games. Stop running from responsibility. But, however, on the other side, who and what are we asking men to make lifelong commitments to? Look at our media. Look at how we portray ourselves. Sexualizing and objectifying ourselves. Rapping and living raps of having sneaky links. Dating for money, for trips, for bag. Idolizing women who get a lot of attention. Women bearing it all for a like or a follow. Whether they are wives or not. Showing no respect to their husbands. Valuing attention over intention. Modeling our real lives after women whose lives only look good on the ground. Comparing ourselves. Stealing our own joy. Listening and propping up content that only fuels how much we aren't the problem and how much men are the problem. We are not taking accountability. We want these soft lies. Lives where we don't work, don't clean, don't contribute, don't support. Just sit there and look pretty and get the man of our dreams just by being pretty. And family, I'm personally tired of the money conversation. How much a man need to make? 6 figures this, 50-50 that. What we are seeing is women watching people talk about making unrealistic and unreasonable demands. Really just keeping y'all single, unfulfilled, unhappy, to continue to make money off of us, pandering for likes and views. Meanwhile, keeping us all in the dark. Ladies, the truth is this. In order for God to bring, you must become. There's a process, there is preparation. And a lot of women resist process. Let me tell you something. Convenience costs. Always has, always will. And a lot of y'all think because you desire a ring, that makes you ready to be a wife. And it don't. Desire does not equal readiness. So there's women that rush this process. Marry the first man that wants to marry you. Ignoring the lack of attraction. Ignoring the red flags on every play. Because you want the validation of a husband and a ring. And then find yourselves in divorce court 5 years later. Mad at God for what you did. Family, I gotta keep it real with y'all. I've done it world's way. I've gotten my results. And at this point in my life, I'm only willing to do it God's way. God's way works. It's challenging, but it produces far greater results than what we see in the world today. Join me. Let's do it God's way this time.
A lot of these modern women think that men are scared to lose them. Why would I be scared to lose you? Why would I be scared to lose you? Like, there's nothing about you you're not giving me anything. You dress crazy. When I ask you to not wear something, then you catch an attitude. When I ask you, hey man, be careful around those types of friends that you got. They gonna lead you down the path of destruction. You don't listen, then you fool around, and they almost get you into a situation where you compromise your safety or yourself or who you are, your morals and values, and you still don't listen. You still keep on doing the same thing.